So, you're trying to get an Oculus VR headset, but you're not sure which? Well then, let me help you. I'm Alejandro Alba, and today I'm going to review the Oculus Quest and compare it to the Oculus Rift S to figure out which headset is the best option for you. Before we begin, I just want to say that the Oculus Quest was sent to us by Facebook for review purposes. Alright, let's get started. So, who is this tech for? Well, if you are a gamer or a fan of Ready Player One like I am, then this is for you. Those are pretty much the only two qualifiers because when it comes to price, both the Quest and the Rift S cost the same thing, $399. However, the Oculus Rift S requires you to buy an additional gaming computer, which will cost you anywhere between $800 to $1,300. You could make your own, which will cost you around $500, but who has time for that? I've been testing the Rift S on the Legion C Series Cube, but you can go on the Oculus website and see other recommended options at different price points. The benefit of buying a PC-powered VR headset, though, is that you have full access to the library of software that already exists, including games on Steam VR, which the Quest doesn't have unless you hack it. Now, if you think that the Rift S is basically the same thing as the previous version, you're kind of right, because other than comfort, a sharper image, and redesign and equipped sensors, there's not much of a difference. However, it is nice not having to set sensors all over the room every time you want to play, because you just need to strap it on. So if you're a hardcore gamer with $1,000 to spare, get the Rift S. However, if you're new to VR, get the Oculus Quest. This is a wire-free experience with a sharp image and excellent gaming. And since it's all self-contained, you don't need to buy an additional gaming computer. Also, you could take it anywhere. I literally mean anywhere. Now, don't confuse the Oculus Quest with the Oculus Go, the first wireless headset that Oculus released back in May 2018, which turned out to be mostly for stationary 360 video experiences of nature. The Oculus Quest has these cool touch controllers from the original Rift that allows you to interact with the virtual world as you would with the real world. And the Quest also has the equipped camera sensors on the headset, so you could just unbox it, power it on, strap it on, and start playing. Now, let's go on to the things that are not the best about the Oculus Quest. The first is the lack of VR games and experiences upon unboxing. I was so excited to play as Doctor Strange in Marvel Powers United and shoot up some zombies in Aerosmith Sunshine, but I couldn't because neither one of them is available yet. Upon launch, the Oculus Quest only had 53 titles, although that number will double by the end of the year, according to the head of Oculus Studios. Whereas the Rift S gives you immediate access to the full software library that already exists. Another thing that could improve with the Oculus Quest is the casting feature, which allows you to share your gameplay from the headset to the TV or even your cell phone. It is still in beta, which is maybe why it's not the best, but it's a bummer that if you want to stream it on the TV, you need a Google Chromecast. And even if you want to stream it on your cell phone, it's still not the best because not all the games support this feature. Beat Saber is one of them, which is my favorite game and arguably one of the best VR games available right now. So if you want to show off your sick lightsaber skills, you can't. So buy it on the Rift S instead of the Quest. Oh, and before I forget, another thing I didn't like was the single-use batteries. You'd think that in 2019, all controllers charge like the Nintendo Switch and last forever like the Apple TV controller. But that's not the case with these. They require single AA batteries, which will last about 1 to 2 days depending on how much you play. So what I would recommend is buying rechargeable AA batteries on Amazon. You could get a 4-pack with a charger for about 18 bucks, and that will extend your gameplay for a week or even longer. Now let's end with the alternatives. If you don't think the Quest or the Rift S are the headsets for you, you could always go with the most basic headset, and that's the Oculus Go. But if you want to ditch Oculus altogether, you have very few alternatives. There's the HTC Vive, which also requires a gaming computer, and there's the PSVR, which requires you to have a PlayStation to operate. And when it comes to the gaming experiences, you won't be getting the blockbuster titles other than Skyrim on the Quest or the Rift S. However, they will be cheaper because games on the Oculus cost anywhere between $10 to $40, whereas titles on other gaming consoles like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One will cost you at least $60 if they're not used. All that being said, both the Quest and the Rift S are great solutions and push VR to mainstream audiences. But in my opinion, the deciding factor between the Quest and the Rift S is the gaming computer. Well, that and the fact that you could have a no-strings-attached relationship with your Oculus Quest. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go live my Ready Player One fantasies on VR chat. See, this is why the Quest. Are you recording this?
Yes.
Good, because this is why the Quest is better, because you don't have to deal with all these wires.